Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you're all well. You amazing, beautiful, wonderful people. It's Thursday, is it? Yeah, it's Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. You're looking absolutely amazing. I'm going to get straight into the meat and potatoes. And this isn't starting well, is it? We knew that Bryan Kohberger may have faced issues inside prison. Jumpsuit Pablo believed that he possibly was going to end up as part of the area Knights, perhaps an enforcer, someone who could help them. But no, it looks like instead he'll be having his arse eaten. Yes, that's correct. Bryan Kohberger has filed a sexual harassment complaint. There we go. Let's look at it. So, I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. Bryan Kohberger files sexual harassment complaint over bitch fuck threats butt fuck threats in prison and begs for transfer. Exclusive. Bryan Kohberger accused another inmate of saying, "The only arse we'll be eating is Kohberger's." So we try and make this a bit bigger so we can read it. This is his little handwritten note. Well, that reckons that's on 155. I'll try and read that. I've got my glasses on. So Bryan C. Kohberger has got his number 163214. Institution housing unit and something. Says Deputy Warden Dietz involved in initial disposition, something there. As I continue the SPI phase, I wish to discuss if I may be transferred to another something setting as something not engaging in any of the recent something. Fuck me, his writing's terrible. He should have been a doctor, as well as being subject to something verbal threats. I don't know what that says there. In something. I'm sure that they will clear it up down below. I can't read. It's fucking right. It's like hieroglyphics. Let's see if it says, look, Bryan Kohberger submitted a handwritten note begging prison officials to transfer him out of J Block at the Idaho Maximum Security Institution in Boise on July 30th. 5 days later, he handed a note of concern to a guard in which he said he was being sexually harassed by another inmates who were making threats such as telling him, I'm sure that means fuck you. Kohberger, who accused an inmate of saying the only arse will be eating his Kohbergers, did not receive a transfer. Bryan Kohberger is having a difficult time adjusting to prison and has already requested a transfer and filed a sexual harassment complaint. On July 30th, the convicted murderer submitted a handwritten note requesting that he be replaced in a different facility after just one night in the J Block at the Idaho Maximum Security Institution in Boise. Not engaging in any of the recent flooding, striking, as well as being subject to minute-by-minute verbal threats, harassment, and on that and other basis, Unit 2 of J Block is an environment that I wish to transfer from, Kohberger wrote in his note, a copy of which was obtained by people. Flooding refers to inmates intentionally causing water to overflow in their cells as a form of disruption. Just 5 days later, August 4th, Kohberger complained of sexual harassment in a concern note to a prison guard after an inmate allegedly told him, "I'll butt fuck you." Kohberger also accused another inmate of saying the only house will be in his Kohbergers. People obtained the incident notification report filled out by the guard, who received the note, which also included the name of the guard Kohberger claimed had witnessed the alleged threats. So guards are witnessing it as well, which isn't going to look great, is it? The guard submitted an information report 3 days later saying that while he recalls vulgar language being used and directed towards Kohberger, he was not able to discern which inmate said what at the time. Or maybe you need a better job then, if you can't understand who's saying what, but someone else can, who knows. Kohberger was transferred to the J Block on July 29th. J Block is a unit that can house up to 128 individuals and include a mix of Gen Pop, protective custody, and death row inmates. Individuals like Kohberger who are in long-term restrictive housing have single-person cells, are transported in restraints, and receive 1 hour of outdoor recreation daily. They are also permitted to shower only every other day, a far cry from the hour-long showers Kohberger was able to take in jail. Want to keep up with the latest crime stories? There we go. Kohberger asked in his note if he could be transferred to the B Block, which, like J Block, includes single-person cells and only allows non-contact visits. In the response to his handwritten note, a prison official says flooding is a relatively rare occurrence in the J Block, and it is generally a fairly calm and quieter tier. He is then told to give it some time. At the end of his more recent complaint about sexual harassment, prison officials said that Kohberger feels safe to remain on tier 2 in J Block. The Idaho Department of Corrections did not respond to a request for comment. And it just goes on to say that obviously Kohberger is facing the charges that he's what he's in there for, which we know what he's in there for, because apparently he did this crime, and despite not being able to be placed at the property around the time of the crimes or be connected to any of the victims in any way, shape, or form, to have some strange, convoluted DNA story around how he got placed at the scene of the crime, and multiple other DNAs being there also that were seemingly ignored, and other bullshit stories from everyone around this case that consistently changes like the colours of a chameleon, trying to hide itself within different surroundings. He decided to throw the towel in. Maybe he just didn't want to roll the dice. Doesn't make sense to me. I've said it multiple times, but he probably would have never been executed anyway. He also was someone who was very pro death penalty, so he was very, very aware of the death penalty, yet goes from a place where they have no death penalty to travel just down the road to an area that has the death penalty, and seemingly kills random people anyway, to get put in a position where he then potentially faces the death penalty that he's apparently petrified of, because he would later have to chuck the towel in, when if this was just about random killing, he could have just done it on his doorstep and been in a much better position. But who knows? Bryan Kohberger just seems to be the most stupid person ever to pick up a K-bar. Did he do it? Did he not do it? I don't know. All I know is he's running out of time to appeal, and the longer we wait, the more guilty he looks. I'm still here, holding on by a thread, and I'm only holding on by a thread because just because he admits it doesn't make all the other questions go away. I still feel that there are questions that need to be answered. But he's in prison, he's having a wild time. Love you all, and I'll speak to you all later. Mwah.